Our fifth presenter tonight is Hiro Kawashima. Hiro works for General Electric's healthcare division and consults for large hospitals to equip doctors with cutting-edge imaging technology. He is also the co-founder of Luminous MD, a startup offering products and services aimed at restoring consumer power in healthcare. He just spent an inordinate amount of time creating this PowerPoint. So please welcome Hiro.
Hey, can you guys hear me back there? Front desk people? Okay, I know you gotta need this microphone. So, thanks for having me here, guys. Happy first day of snow in Chicago. I'm no Robespierre, I'm no Lenin, but I do want to talk about a revolution in healthcare that's happening. And I want to recruit you guys for it. I think it's going to change us for the better, and you're going to start to see massive improvements in your healthcare system. So let's talk about healthcare. This year, about 20% of the GDP, so overall spending in the U.S., is going to be dedicated toward healthcare expenditures. Most people think national defense or education is the most expensive part of our system, but it's actually healthcare. And if you think that in the micro level, it's about $8,200 per head, right? So that's, Neil, you're spending $8,200, Vanessa, $8,200. That's a really impactful part of your daily income. If you think about the average income in the United States alone. So you would think that in this kind of marketplace, right, you are the king, right? The consumer is the king. You have all the power. You have all the subjugates in the supplier side of the economy. But that's sometimes not the case. So let's ask a question. How many of you guys been to a dentist in the last 12 months? Okay, so how many of you guys knew what you were going to pay for that dental treatment before you walked in the door? Wow, okay. How many of you guys knew the quality of the treatment you're going to receive before you walked in the door? Okay. It's about 10% of the overall hands that originally went up with that first question. Which means you're actually not a king, right? You're a king that was deposed. You're a king that's about to go to the guillotine. You have no power in this marketplace. And you have to think about that clearly. Because healthcare is a black hole. Well, I really went black. Okay, so it's a black hole. You're supposed to see a black hole in the middle with some other color, but it's a black hole, right? The information goes to die in healthcare. You don't have the transparency that you need to become powerful consumers in this marketplace. So think about your restaurant business, right? You go to Yelp to take a look at the best restaurants. Oh, Linea, Avec, whatever. But when you think about healthcare, you go to your uncle. That's my uncle, by the way, right? You ask him about where the best dentist is in Chicago. And think about price. When you ask how much something is, what do you get from let's say, the Apple Store guy? Oh, they'll tell you a price. What do you get from your local dentist or your local doctor? I don't know. It's too complicated for you. Maybe I should check my own records, right? Those informations it doesn't exist in the marketplace. And why is that the case? Well, healthcare is one of those industries where if something succeeds, you live. Something fails, you really die, right? You don't want a botched heart transplant. And in many industries, that doesn't exist. But it's also an industry where the people receiving the benefit, so these are the patients, are not the ones actually paying for it. And that's the point of Medicaid, Medicare, and private insurance, right? You don't pay for your actual expenses. Someone else pays it from the community that's called insurance. And lastly, there's a huge knowledge gap. There's a reason why I'm not a doctor. I got a B+ on that paper, a B- on that paper, and that doctor got an A+. So that knowledge gap really hinders our effort as consumers to understand the business and understand how it works. So you might think, well, this is a failed cause, right? You might think that, well, we're really relegated to this status, that we have to be restrained. But I think there's a path forward. But that path forward is going to be tough, right? Because it takes a huge shift in mindset, right? You need to be able to see healthcare in a different light. You need to have a different perspective on it so that as you interact with this marketplace that we call healthcare, that you can continue to be a good and powerful consumer in this marketplace. So let's talk about a couple other things. You have the cell phone market. That's a consumer industry. Why can't you treat doctors like a consumer service? Why can't you compare your doctors with each other, just like you do with an Apple, a Samsung, and God forbid, a BlackBerry, okay? And think about the yes and no's that come into the marketplace. Most of you say yes to every prescription, yes to every treatment. Well, next time say no. But say, no, I need to know more information. No, I'll do it if you tell me a little bit more about what this is about, right? That's your consumer power. You can exercise that right. And then some of you guys in the room spend 20 to 30 minutes looking for a great burger joint in Chicago, but spend only 5 looking for great dentists or healthcare, right? I think clogging your heart is not that great, and I think you should spend more time cleaning your heart. And think about the information that you exchange in healthcare. Healthcare is a very private setting, so you say, stop, I don't want to share my information. No, let's take that yield route. Let's be a little more cautious about how we share it, but give it out to the community, because information sharing is absolutely crucial. Now, if you see that way, I think you'll start to realize that healthcare isn't actually a black hole, it's just an eclipse, right? You need to figure out ways to be able to shine that light. Figure out the way to just get that moon out of the way so you can see the sun and look, well, not look directly into it, but somewhat, right? So that's what the revolution in healthcare looks like. It's up to you guys. You can't rely on private companies or regulations to help out. You have to change your mindset and your perception of how this marketplace works. Thank you.